It was funny because when you're around NFL free agency, most Jaguars fans and NFL fans are always just constantly reading rumors and whatnot, trying to figure out what's going to happen. Pretty sure I probably read like 100 fake rumors over the past few days. But some guy posted on Twitter that Devon House was in Lids in his mall in Wisconsin looking for a Jaguars hat. And this was before the Jaguars there's even rumors about it. So I kind of read that and I was like, I don't know if this is true. Like, why would he be looking up Jaguars?
Then he found the old logo hat.
Yeah,
and that was the funny part.
The next day they announced it. It turns out that he just wanted to have a Jaguar hat to wear to Jacksonville, which is pretty cool. So I'm definitely all for it.
Yeah, he had the old logo. I remember seeing the picture. I'm like, at least you could have found the new logo hat. But he was looking for it in Green Bay.
In his defense, it's hard enough to find Jacksonville merchandise in Florida.
Yeah, it's true.
So he probably just looked through the clearance bins in Wisconsin and found the old logo hat.
I can contest in Orlando, and the further you get, like past Daytona Beach, it's really hard to find Jaguar stuff in a mall. I know Orlando's starting to come around because of the Bortles connection, and you start to see a little more merchandise down in Orlando. But it's still really tough to find some Jaguar gear in Orlando. But Orlando's coming around. They'll come around eventually. All them people that are Buccaneer fans and Dolphin fans, they'll end up coming around.
Yeah, I was in my hometown, and I went into, I don't even know, it might have been like a TJ Maxx or something like that. Kind of wanted to see if they had any like cheap Jacksonville stuff, and they had an entire wall of Dolphin stuff, which is understandable because I'm from Southwest Florida, and technically Tampa's closer, but I don't know. I understood that, so I'm like looking, and they had a whole bunch of Tampa stuff. They had Josh Freeman jerseys that they've probably been trying to sell for a long time. They weren't even discounted that much either. They're just trying to take advantage of like some family who doesn't know the players on the team, and
they're taking advantage of the tourists.
Yeah, and
it's like the Nike outlets in Orlando.
They had like one Jaguar shirt compared to like $20 in Dolphin stuff, but I think that'll change.
Yeah, it'll definitely change. And then last but not least of the big Jaguar 6, Sergio Brown, the Ric Flair impersonator, which I thoroughly enjoyed his press conference where he did the whole stinking Ric Flair thing, and he comes across as a guy with one of the most infectious personalities you're going to see on this team this year. And I'm looking forward to training camp and OTAs when I get to meet this dude, because he seems like a very cool dude, and probably is going to be a solid guy for our special teams, which we need a few guys on our special teams to make some tackles. So I'm really, really glad we got him on his team just for his personality and his being able to help us out on special teams alone.
Yeah, 100% serious. After his whole backstory to the listeners, I'm a wrestling fan.
Me too.
A lot of my friends are wrestling fans. So we know all about Ric Flair and whatnot. And when he first did that Ric Flair promo, I kind of laughed. But it was one of those, I did laugh, but it was one of those jokes where it just became funnier as time progressed. Where it got to the point where, that was a long time ago, well, not super long, but my roommate and I will just be walking around with a Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, and we'll quote the entire thing. And our favorite part is I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. And we quote it nonstop, and this was like the past month we do it. And then I get the notification. I was at work. I put all the reporters on mobile notifications. I'm not going to say where I work, but I apologize for that, customers. But I was checking my phone all day, and then I see the notification.
Plus you had me too texting you all day.
Yeah. I see the notification like Jaguar signed Sergio Brown, so I kind of look at it, and it sounded familiar, but it didn't dawn on me, so I put my phone back in my pocket, and then it hit me. I immediately let out a Ric Flair woo. Texted all my friends. I was like, the Jaguars just signed the Ric Flair guy. It's in some big group text, and everyone just started quoting the promo and whatnot. And
he's just
a fun guy.
You see his tweet?
I've seen.
When he tweeted out the picture of the big giant alligator on the thing, he said, ain't nobody holding that alligator down. But yeah, he comes across as a pretty good dude. I can't wait to be able to get out there and meet these guys.
It's a training camp this year. And
yeah, you'll have to come up this year. Last year you wasn't able to make it up.
He should be a really solid pickup, but I'm slightly biased because of the Ric Flair thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you'll have to end up coming up this year for training camp or OTAs whenever they announce them. Yeah. Oh, we're definitely going to the Tampa game this year too. By the way,
that game is going to cause me to lose so many friends because I spend most of my time on social media just arguing with my friends who are Bucs fans. And if any of them are listening, you know who you are. Bucs fans have the unrealistic expectation every year of them going to the Super Bowl. And I told everyone this year, like, listen, they're just not a good team. But they thought they were Super Bowl bound, so
look,
for all the crap I've talked, Jaguars have to win.
It'll be Jameis Winston versus Blake Bortles. Which
is awesome, which is like a boxing or wrestling main event in Florida.
It'll be fun. It'll definitely.
And Jaguars are going to win.
It'll definitely be fun. Yeah, I can't wait. We're going to talk about it here in a little bit, but overall, the free agent signings, I was more than happy with them. I don't think they're completely done yet. I think they'll bring in a veteran wide receiver. Don't know who it's going to be yet.
Yeah. That's what Caldwell kind of hinted at that. Not really hinted, just kind of said it in his press conference. Which is what we need. Who do you think would be a good pickup?
I like. There's a lot of names out there that everybody keeps throwing around. Not real huge on bringing in Michael Crabtree. I don't like mediocre receivers on my team. Oh, thank you, Richard Sherman, for that one. I really like. Who's the guy that just got released? Johnson.
Stevie Johnson?
Yeah, Stevie Johnson is one that I'd really like him to bring in. He's shown whenever he was on the field and everything, he can take them to the house. But right now, we just need a veteran presence that can hold on to the ball. No offense to Cecil, but we need that guy that can hold on to the ball. And Stevie's one of those guys that comes across for me that he may be that guy that would come in and be that nice veteran presence that we need.
Yeah, I agree. He's one of the top of my list, and I don't know how I feel about Crabtree. He's kind of like a deep.
Yeah, he's too mediocre for my taste.
They definitely need a veteran wide receiver because you hear Caldwell when he talks. He has no idea what the Justin Blackmon situation is. That's all in the league's hands.
Yeah, none.
We'd all love Blackmon to come back, but I mean, he's right. It's kind of like a luxury at this point. They seem to be planning without him, and if he comes back, great. But from reports we're saying he was doing pretty well. So,
and from everything I'm hearing, he still needs to. I think he still needs to go to the NFL and try to get reinstated. So I think it's really riding on him right now, and it's up to what he wants to do. I think if he went and done it, they would reinstate him. And I think he would be coming back, and he'd be able to go right back to the team. That's just what I kind of pull away after seeing how the NFL has handled all their punishment and everything. I don't think they'll give him any more punishment because he's been away from the game for almost 2 years. So I don't think they give him any more punishment. They just want to make sure that he's done all the steps.
Yeah, he just needs to come back, and I'm partially just saying that because I spent a lot of money on his jersey.
You? I bought the new one the first day they come out, for God's sake.
I was good. I should have waited, too, because he kept telling me to wait for the new style jersey, but I just wanted a new Jaguars jersey. So I got Joe Drew, I got Blackmon, and now I got Bortles.
Yeah. Oh, did you go and get your Bortles one?
Joe Drew one's probably so.
Did you get your Bortles one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the new style one in black Bortles. I really like it.
We got Austin one. We found it at a Marshall's in Orlando for $20. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got Austin one. You may be able to fit in it too. So.
I know, right?
But yeah,
I think my next pickup's gonna be Julius Thomas, but I don't know if I'm gonna get the jersey. I may just get the T-shirt.
I'm gonna buy a T-shirt of Thomas, but my next pickup is depending on We'll talk about it.
I know. I think I know where you're going, so we'll get to that.
We'll talk about that now. Going into the NFL draft. What are we about a little over a month away for the first day of the NFL draft on April 30th, which, by the way, is the day the Avengers releases later on that night as well. So my day will be full of trying to do everything. So going into that, as you know, Jaguars have the number 3 pick in the draft. Been a lot of rumors going around that right after Alabama's pro day, Amari Cooper will be the first visitor to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming off of that, Dave Caldwell seems to be in that mode to where this year you don't really need that certain position like we needed the year before. That he may be taking just the best available player on the board, or maybe trading out of that pick. So I'm wondering which way do you think the Jaguars should go in this draft, depending on who's there. Let's just say Winston goes 1. Mariota.
Stop right there. Don't say number 2 because that's a game changer.
Yeah, the number two is where everything really switches for the Jaguars.
See, seems like to me the best player in the draft is Leonard Williams.
I totally agree.
And I feel like if Winston goes 1 and Mariota goes 2, the Jaguars are going to take a long, hard look at Leonard Williams. And see.
No doubt.
But also, this is probably going to make you happy, but I've been big on the Dante Fowler train lately. I feel like he'd be a really good fit with the Jaguars, but then again, you never know with the way they did free agency. I'm sure they're going to be looking at Amari Cooper, Kevin White. Realistically, the best scenario that I saw was that hopefully the Browns fall in love with Mariota and trade up because they have the 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, and they give up both of them. Yeah.
That we can get like Cooper and draft the best running back available in the other pick.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. I'm already leaning towards. I think Marcus is there at 3. I think Leonard Williams goes to Tennessee.
That's likely.
If he's there at 3, there's no doubt in my mind they take Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams is the best guy in this draft. He's the best prospect in this draft by far, by none. Number 2, I have Dante Fowler on my list as the number 2 best guy in this whole entire draft. The quarterbacks are a little lower to me on the thing. Number 1 quarterback, of course, is Jameis Winston.
Oh, no doubt.
Even with all the stupid crap that he's done, if you're a quarterback hungry
team, there's really no argument that I can accept that says Mariota is a better quarterback.
Yeah, there's no argument that Jameis Winston is the better pro-ready quarterback right now that's coming into this draft. That's bar none, and that's why I think Tampa is completely going to go that way. If you're a quarterback needy team, you're going to go after Jameis Winston. It's just that dynamic of, is anybody really going to fall in love with Marcus Mariota enough to where they're going to want to move up is the big thing that I have in Jacksonville. Like you said, the Browns, I would love it if the Browns would want to give us both of those first-round picks and be like, hey, we'll move up to 3, and then I'll be like, hey, we'll give you a hug. And y'all go ahead and move up here. I really don't think nobody's going to fall in love with him enough to be able to jump up to number 3. I think, if anything, right before the Jets pick is when you're going to get all these people trying to move up and get in front of the Jets to be able to go up there and pick it.
Just so the listeners know, I'm a massive FSU fan, and Kevin over here is a massive Gator fan. But
they know that
something we've always agreed on was that there was no question Jameis Winston was the better prospect and whatnot. Honestly, lately I was watching NFL Network with my roommate, and they were all the reporters were on the Mariota train, like pre-ordered tickets to that. Like they hopped on board. They were fully aboard the Marcus Mariota train, but now the narrative kind of changed a little bit because they were like, oh, his pro day was bad, which doesn't really matter because Johnny Manziel had an amazing pro day last year, and Teddy Bridgewater
had the garbage.
Yeah. But it just seems like they were talking like he may not start his first year, like he's not ready, and it seems like they're just I don't know, I guess the hype has kind of died down a little bit, which kind of worries me about a team falling in love with him. And